David, good morning. How are you feeling after that win?
Oh, I'm feeling great. Feeling fantastic.
When does the pain start to set in after a game?
Usually after the game, but when we get a victory, it's not as bad.
How would you describe your running style? If somebody had never seen you run, how would you describe it?
I'd probably say a little shifty, a little deceptively speed, a little of doing it all.
What's your official height and weight?
Official height is 6'1", 225.
225. Hard to put on weight or keep off weight?
It is. I'm a little bit of both. My weight usually fluctuates a little bit, especially during the season, but I usually stay around the 225 area.
You ever heard a defensive player kind of wince or grimace or cry out after you've run into him?
No, it's usually a good run. A lot of guys are starting to give me some respect and starting, notice how effective of a runner I am.
Well, I remember that Jerome Bettis said that he actually heard a guy the air went out of him. He could hear the air go out of a defensive player who tried to tackle Jerome Bettis. You never had that happen?
I've had that happen a few times, but, Jerome the Bus is a big dude, and he's definitely hard to take down.
Biggest college offer coming out of high school was where?
Northern Iowa. I had two from Northern Iowa and Illinois State.
How did that happen? When did you become pro potential?
I think it was just because I'm from Iowa. I played football there, and I wasn't the biggest guy coming out. I was probably about 185, and I was about 6'1", and a lot of teams, when I was talking to them, recruiting, they said they didn't know where to put me. They didn't know if I should play running back, receiver, or DB, and so a lot of teams were recruiting me to be an athlete, to figure out where I was going to play, as my college career went on. So a lot of teams kind of overlooked me that way, and I felt like, Northern Iowa was definitely my best fit, just because of, how good they are, and I think that's when I started to realize that I had a chance to play in the pros.
All right, one of my guys, Seton, has your draft profile. Is it okay if we read it? It might have some negative stuff here coming out of college, but this is the official draft profile of you. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, Seton, read it.
Well, there's some positives in there.
Well, there should be.
Of course, smooth pass catcher out of the backfield, a mismatch for linebackers, but some of the weaknesses are kind of funny.
Okay.
Long strider. I'm not really sure what that means. Doesn't always look like he has the foot quickness to burst through the hole consistently.
Oh, boy.
Johnson lacks the short area quickness to be a consistent, effective, every down running back.
Is that true, David?
No, not at all. And I was definitely getting that when I was getting recruited in the pros, and a lot of teams were talking to me about that stuff.
Do you have a nickname?
No, I do not have a nickname. I was thinking about it last night after talking to Matt Hasselbeck, and it's definitely tough for me to come up with one. I've been trying to tweet it out and see if anyone has came up with any good ones, but it's tough because my name is so common, and I just can't, find one or think of one.
All right. Were you called anything when you were growing up? Like Pookie or Ray Ray?
No, usually DJ.
Yeah.
When I first started playing, a lot of my teammates and friends were calling me the Road Runner. That was a good one in fifth grade, within six, but I really don't have any good ones.
Okay, I got one for you. I'm going to call you Dirt, as in pay dirt, because you scored touchdowns. So you're Dirt Johnson, short for pay dirt.
That sounds good. I'll have to, tweet it out maybe and see what all my fans and friends think about that.
we were trying to come up with a good nickname for you because you do have a common name. You're David Johnson. So I thought Dirt would be good. Yeah, Seton, do you have one for David?
Yeah, I went with Bull.
Bull?
Yeah, Bull, like Bull Johnson, because he's got a big body, and actually one of his strengths on this draft profile was said looks good on the hoof.
Ooh. Looks good on this.
Sort of led me to Bull.
There you go.
All right. McLovin, do you have one for David?
Yeah, it's like DJ, but you put a "the" in front of it. Then when you get in the end zone, you do a little scratching thing with your hands, like you're a DJ mixing
Ooh, I like
ones and twos.
I like that.
All right.
You could be
Those sound good. Those are some good ones.
You could be DJ PM because you play in the afternoon or the evening. Instead of DJ AM, you're DJ PM, and then you do some scratching in there when you get to the end zone. Paulie,
I might have to try to.
all right, Paulie, do you have one for David?
Well, he just called himself Shifty, and there's Shady McCoy, and Shifty Johnson would be kind of natural. But he went to high school, I think Clinton, Iowa, and they were the Lumber Kings.
Yep.
You said, here comes the Lumber King around the corner. The Lumber King.
How about just lumber?
Lumber King or lumber?
Ooh, bring in the lumber. What do you think, David?
We were the River Kings close. Our baseball team was the Lumber Kings.
Oh, wait.
Our AAA baseball team.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Fritzy, do you have one for David?
I think because he's chiseled and he's something we could all admire when he's carrying the ball, the David.
Oh, this.
Ooh,
He
The
could strike that
statue.
pose in the end
Yes.
zone when he scores.
Yes. You could. So he strikes the pose of the David when he gets to the end zone.
Then I'm sure the commissioner will throw a couple of grand of a fine his way. But if he can get past that, I think it's something we can look at.
I don't know if I want it.
When's the last time you were fined, David?
Last time what?
You were fined by the NFL.
Have not been fined by the NFL. Still
See,
not doing good.
You got to get your name out there. Look at Odell Beckham. You know, you're getting fined. He's making, he's got his brand. He's got, everybody knows who he is. You got to take your helmet off. Maybe dye your hair a little bit here. I mean, come on, David. We got to get it. We got to get a brand going.
I gotta do something, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I can take the fine. It'll be tough.
Well, congrats so far. And he's Dirt Johnson, or you can call him the David. And another big night last night. David, thanks for joining us. And I'm sure you're going to be anxious to run into that Seattle defense, right?
Oh yeah, very anxious. It's going to be a good rivalry between us. And
do you hate them?
For that game.
Do you hate Seattle?
No, I respect them. I mean, they're a good defense, especially good team. But it's always a big game when we play those guys, and it's always going to be a physical game. So, I got to try to hurry up and get rejuvenated for that game, and do what I can to help out the team.
Well, congrats, not only this year but last year as well. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
That's David Johnson.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.